It's honestly wild to look at how fast the digital marketing landscape is shifting right now. If you work in the industry or, you're hoping to break into it, you've definitely felt it. We're staring down a hyper-competitive 2026 digital ecosystem where the old rules, they just don't apply anymore. So we're going to explore this together in this explainer. We've pulled some incredible insights from top industry sources, Impact.com's deep dive on creator trends, HubSpot Academy's fundamental marketing coursework, and BrainStation's expert interview guides to figure out exactly what the heck is going on. We're going to look at where the industry is heading and, more importantly, how you can adapt, survive, and, for sure, absolutely win in this new environment.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our agenda for today. Section 1, the shift to ROI. Section 2, the creator commerce revolution. Section 3, mastering marketing fundamentals. And Section 4, acing the marketing interview.
Section 1, the shift to ROI, from vanity to value. We're seeing a massive structural shift in the industry right now. We're moving rapidly away from old, siloed brand metrics toward an era of hardcore performance accountability. So you might be wondering, are likes finally dead? Well, in the context of actually keeping your marketing budget, they really might be. We literally can no longer rely on traditional vanity metrics, impressions, views, and likes to justify our campaigns. Why? Because you can't take likes to the bank. They simply do not pay the bills anymore. And trust me, executive teams know it. What's really fascinating here is this single data point from Impact.com's latest research, 74%. That is the percentage of brands actively shifting their marketing budgets into measurable creator programs this year alone. They aren't treating creator campaigns as fun little side experiments anymore. No way. They're demanding the exact same rigorous acquisition standards that they've always applied to their paid media and search campaigns. To really thrive in 2026, you need to completely rewire how you measure success. The old way relied heavily on vanity metrics, likes, views, and impressions. Sure, they feel great, but they're surface level. The 2026 reality demands actionable metrics. We're talking about tracking your customer acquisition cost, literally what it costs you to get a buyer, your return on ad spend, and ultimately, your true ROI. As a modern marketer, you absolutely must focus on these actionable metrics because they directly correlate to actual business goals and trackable revenue. Section 2, the creator commerce revolution. Influencers as direct sales engines. So this is where that shift toward ROI gets incredibly specific. The whole role of the creator has fundamentally evolved. They aren't just out there generating brand awareness at the top of the funnel anymore. They've become fully trackable direct sales engines. Just listen to this quote from Jeff Melton, the Senior Director of Global Creator Community at Impact.com. He says, "Creator commerce will define the next phase of creator marketing. Brands want more rigor and measurability from their growing creator marketing budgets. The traditional hard lines between a brand awareness budget and a performance budget, they've finally blurred to create unified marketing engines." And this brilliantly illustrates how you achieve true attribution parity across your whole strategy. You really have to treat creators differently depending on where they sit in the funnel. At the top of the funnel, you use macro creators for mass reach, paying a flat fee plus some kind of hybrid incentive. But as you move down into the mid-funnel, you rely on mid-tier creators and educators to build trust. For them, you offer a base fee plus a conversion bonus. Finally, at the lower funnel, you bring in micro-affiliates whose sole job is to drive immediate sales, compensating them strictly on performance and bonuses. Which brings us to a massive change in how partnerships are structured. The old-school flat fee is dying. The new standard is hybrid compensation, where the compensation pie is effectively split right into three parts. First, a base fee covers the creator's time and production costs. Then, you layer in a 10 to 15% commission on actual sales, followed by tiered performance bonuses when they hit specific milestones. This is a total game changer because it permanently aligns the brand's financial goals with the creator's incentives, maximizing efficiency and giving you predictable outcomes. But here's the best part. You don't even need massive celebrities to pull this off. In fact, micro-creators, those folks with roughly 10,000 to 100,000 followers, are consistently outperforming the bigger names. They have highly engaged, authentic, niche trust with their communities. And get this, they cost 60 to 70% less. Seriously, couple that massive cost savings with the fact that brands are now using AI as a precision engine, doing real-time performance analysis and predicting payouts, and you've got yourself a highly scalable, highly profitable creator infrastructure. Section 3. Mastering marketing fundamentals, building your base. So how do you personally adapt to these massive shifts? Well, you can't optimize a cutting-edge AI creator campaign if you don't actually understand the basics first. According to HubSpot Academy's digital marketing curriculum, the absolute core disciplines you must master are SEO, content marketing, social media, and email. You also need to understand how to leverage AI as a strategic advantage across all of these. You have to be able to optimize campaigns not just for search engine algorithms, but, for actual human psychology. Let's look at a fundamental distinction that any serious marketer literally must be able to articulate on the spot: SEO versus SEM. Okay, so SEO, or search engine optimization, is your organic, unpaid search strategy designed to build long-term authority and deep roots. SEM, or search engine marketing, on the other hand, is your paid tactic, like Google Ads, that buys you immediate short-term visibility. If you confuse these two, you're going to have a really hard time leading a strategy meeting. Another absolutely non-negotiable fundamental is the sales funnel. This is the customer journey moving from awareness to consideration to conversion. Understanding this journey is critical because it dictates your entire content strategy. I mean, think about it. You can't successfully shove a highly aggressive buy now ad in front of someone who literally just discovered your brand 5 seconds ago. You have to patiently nurture them through the funnel. Section 4. Acing the marketing interview. Proving your worth. Okay, knowing the trends and the fundamentals is great, but now we need to put it into practice. Using BrainStation's expert framework, we can prepare for high-stakes digital marketing job interviews so you can actually get hired to do this stuff. Hiring managers are testing you on both your knowledge and your critical work habits. You'll generally face 4 distinct types of questions. Behavioral questions operate on the logic that your past performance predicts your future behavior. Situational questions are hypothetical. They're testing how you solve problems in real time. Technical questions test your hard skills and tools. And cultural fit questions determine if your philosophy actually aligns with the team. So the crucial point is knowing exactly how to answer those behavioral questions without just rambling on. You must actively use the STAR method. It stands for situation, task, action, and result. First, briefly set the scene. Second, define what your specific responsibility was. Third, clearly outline the exact actions you took. And fourth, and this is by far the most important part, share the result. Tie it directly back to that theme of ROI we talked about. Give them hard metrics and real outcomes to prove your impact. Let's look at a classic situational question you might get. If you noticed a sudden 20% drop in website traffic overnight, how would you diagnose the issue? Now, if you wake up to a sudden 20% drop in traffic, panic is usually the first reaction, right? But the interviewer just wants to see your brain work. Walk them through a logical checklist. Tell them you would first check if the tracking codes were broken. Actually, scratch that. Make sure you mention checking Google Search Console for algorithm penalties next. Finally, you dive into channel-specific data to see if a paid campaign suddenly ended or if organic search just fell off a cliff. Show them your methodical, cool-headed approach. And if you're going for a leadership role, you will inevitably be asked what your first 90 days would look like. Here is the perfect, structured answer to prove your strategic vision. Days 1 to 30, you audit all current channels and deeply understand the customer. Days 31 to 60, you identify immediate quick wins and draft a long-term strategy. And days 61 to 90, you begin executing that strategy and optimizing for ROI. This shows you're methodical, yet totally focused on immediate value creation. We've covered the pivot to performance-based creator commerce, the inbound fundamentals you desperately need to survive, and the frameworks to prove your worth in interview. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought about your own career trajectory. In a world increasingly driven by measurable ROI, what is your true conversion rate? Are you just gathering likes and vanity skills on your resume, or are you truly ready to drive real, trackable value in the marketplace? Take these insights, apply them to your own career funnel, and I know you'll be ready to win in 2026. Thanks so much for learning with me today.